Yeah, because I kind of wanted. I was sort of drawn out to here.
See that banquette?
Yeah, I was drawn out to here.
Yep.
Well, and since a couple months, actually, that avocado tree, which is directly to the right of the banquette, it was flourishing for my entire life. And then, not entire life, 16.
Yeah.
However, the
It's nice.
last few months, each branch slowly starts to die, going left to right. It feels like someone's going to just start running right there.
Yeah.
Right there. I feel like a running.
Motion sensor lighting?
Oh, we had that. All of the motion sensor lights go out within like a month.
Really?
All of them. All the lighting that we put out there, it all goes out.
Huh.
I don't know. There we go. You wanted to blur it first.
Sporadic tri-field did some people.
That you also have your teeth. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh, anomalous, but nothing very concrete. It's a creepy corner.
Why is it so weird in this corner?
I don't know, it sucks. I'm not going to be able to handle it for very long. I can tell you
No.
that.
That's highly uncomfortable.
I don't know what I'm going to have to do to that corner, but I'll have to do something to it to reboot it because it's not
right.
It's not feeling. Hey, what the bleep is going on now? Okay.
Okay. And
Is that all you got? Do something else. Like touch the antenna.
Oh, well.
It's weird.
Expecting pretty good on the dresser.
come on now.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we're getting some definite tri-field effects on that. Yeah, it's like they're walking around too. I gotta try the wonky spot.
The wonky spot makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I didn't get any EMF, but I got temperature hits there. Because it's not normal.
Do not like that corner.
Ow, my stomach hurts.
So I used the bath in this room. It was doing something to me.
I'm spiking to 6 on the
Yeah, my
tri-field
stomach
in the
hurt,
corner there.
6 on the tri-field?
10 on that time.
I know
So
what you
wonky,
mean.
Huh.
Right about where you're standing.
Figures.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, it's hitting.
Huh. That's very
Right.
strange.
I got a 10 now right in here. There it goes.
Oh, yep.
No reason.
I'm far enough away from the closet.
Uh-huh. Hello.
But that's where that lady's
Ashes.
ashes were at one time. So
Until they got spilled on the carpet.
part of them, not all of them. So maybe.
Sorry about that.
Are you still here?
You're still hanging
She
around?
said her name was Kathy. I think she said the lady's name was.
Really?
No, it's like fresh batteries.
Hello?
Is that you?
Can you do it one more time, Kathy? That's electrical in the hand.
Uh-huh.
Hit the temp sensor.
Yep.
All right, that's good. That's progress.
That's pretty cool.
But if you could touch the antenna, that'd be really, really nifty. If you could just touch the antenna for me.
The proximity sensor.
If you just touch it like that, it makes a nifty little sound. Can you do that for me? She's like, no. Got a few hits in here.
Yeah. You have the other meters.
I'm getting very, very hot. Hmm.
Have you had the other meters?
Hello?
Where'd John go?
I don't know.
Here?
He got lost in a vortex. Oopsie.
Yeah, I'm spiking the 6 and 10 in here again, right at the doorway. I'm spiking
Where at?
Too.
Oh, good. You're live.
You didn't have to send in the Marines.
That's right. It's like right at the doorway. I hit hard on the tri-field.
It feels like what Grant and Jason called the funhouse effect.
See, if that side was unlevel, you would feel the same sensation here.
Well,
because
when,
it'd be the
when,
entire,
they, when they build the house, they would make sure.
but it would be this entire back section that would
Yeah.
feel this way, and this doesn't feel this way over here, but it feels
It
that
doesn't.
way over there. So that would imply that it is in fact level, but there's some energetic issue over there.
Or it might be a portal for me.
Oh, yay. Guess I'm going to have to close that
Yep,
sucker.
I'm going to have to close that before it opens.
Yeah.
It says open it now. It's a crack right now.
Well, I'll put some putty in that crack.
I'm gonna put the eddy meter on that. Damn it.
Seriously? For no good reason. What the heck is that? What is that
And I'm
measuring?
getting tri-field hits right there too.
Yeah, something's right here, too.
Yeah, I was getting all kinds of K2s around here.
Hell.
I don't think it's
It's very sporadic though.
Traffic.
Well, this was the temp sensor right here for me, so that's not
Oh, the modem is in that
There's
room,
no
so-
interference by
Yeah.
electronics for that. I was getting temp sensor issues right here, and they were getting EMF issues right here. So
Yeah.
put it all together,
Wonk.
something's a little
Wonk.
different. I came in here and I felt like they didn't want me in here,
Oh.
so I was a little nervous.
The hell?
That's cold in here.
Yeah,
it
it's probably hitting because the temperature's dropping in here. That makes sense, but I get the feeling of someone standing in here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to confirm that you're in here? Or if you're related to the family? If you're attached to any of the items in here? That is not close enough to set it off. I've got this whole space right between. I have to get that close to set it off.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hmm.
Can you come back? Is something of yours in here?
Brrr.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is in there? I don't know. I wonder if some of these are from that office. The doll gives off nothing. Thank God.
Happy to hear that. Hello.
Perhaps they were agreeing with your statement of
Lots of closet
lots
space.
of good storage. It's a nice solid house full of storage.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Sporadic readings here. It is less with the electrical. So some of it may be from the sleep number bed because it is less once we filter out electrical.
Okay.
So if we leave this in here and we're in the other room doing Spirit Box or walking around doing the SLS camera, and this starts to go bananas, we'll come in here. The reason I put it in here is because of the wild corner.
The wild
The
corner.
wild corner, yeah. Which is interesting because last time it was over here. There was a definite energy.
There's still stuff over here.
There were everything going on over there. But this, yeah.
We're thinking that a portal might be trying to open there. That's that.
Yeah.
K2. Sort of a
K2 is just spiking right here.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah, it's
there's
very sporadic in here, but there is energy.
I think a portal's trying to open.
We can't have that.
No.
We'll have to
I don't
close.
need that.
We'll have to close that.
We'll have to do it.
Whereas I get really, and then I come into work and I'm like, it's in the morning. It's always in the morning. It's never at night. It's never any other time. It's
So
right
it
in
was
the
really
morning.
weird because I was just in the
I started
bathroom,
getting-
so I wasn't feeling good. That's where I was for the last
Yeah, I started
15
getting. I've
minutes.
gotten
Yeah.
nauseated here. I've gotten sick here so many times. Like
That just hit.
I
Because
started
of being in
to.
this room.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have that
Because
sensation when you sleep in your other
No,
room?
I get so sick, like nauseated, really
Yeah,
badly.
I just did too. I had to camp on the bathroom.
I think
The
I-
Yeah,
REM pod's
and
been
so-
hitting all the time
So
too.
it's just it gets hot. It feels like all of a sudden you're just like I'm not okay.
So
Waves of nausea where all of a sudden you're fine, and
Yeah.
then your heart starts to race,
Yeah, that's not.
and then your stomach drops, and then you're nauseated, and you start sweating, and then you throw up. Maybe
Like this energy was not in this room before. The time it came the last time, this is not.
this wasn't here. Yeah.
This energy was
It may
not
be
the way
residual
it was.
too.
No, well, it's residual from a human person that
Right.
has dumped their caca into your stomach.
oh yeah, no, this was the caca room too.
Yeah, this is not
Drop
good.
their shit in here.
Yeah,
They dropped a pile of energy crap up in your space, and because they were negative energy.
everything for the most part that he had, because remember when we cleaned out everything, it was
Was
all
all
I like contained everything to this room because I didn't want it.
Spreading through your
Yeah.
house. Yeah, the rest of the house has various things. Like I can feel some of your relatives walking around.
Right.
I can feel your family friend in your room. She was interacting on my Mel-Meter. I was talking to her, and I got a couple of hits on the Mel, so she was confirming her presence in there. Your great-grandfather is still very much there. The other person that sort of lingers in that dining room, they're not negative. I don't exactly know quite who they are. At
Feels
this
like somebody
point.
who's just like, what's going on? I'm like, hey, like
Yeah.
it's the weirdest thing. It's like somebody just wants to like pop out, and it's never been like that.
Yeah, I think we need to sort of set some boundaries for you, and then you need to keep them up, type of deal. You know, where if things, even your relatives, if they start to get a little, rambunctious, you just have to kind of say, hey, simmer down, tone it down, and you have the authority to do so, and you should do so. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be intimidated by them. They're not paying rent. They're not alive. You set the rules. Because nothing here feels dark except for what I feel like is right
there,
here.
yeah.
Something is really wrong right here. And I don't like it. And it makes me feel achy and in pain and uncomfortable. And I'm starting to almost feel nasally and pressure in my sinuses. All of these sensations are coming from this corner, although we're only getting moderate readings. So it's not a living entity as far as like
Right.
an actual entity that can interact and is going to set off, like, touch the REM pod and that kind of stuff. It's a portal opening, like Jon was feeling, that is starting to kind of crack open the fabric. And usually when an emotionally traumatic event occurs, that's usually a catalyst. Like, it causes a little burst. And that it's small right now, which means it's really, really easy to get on top of and plug it back up and seal it back over. And then, of course, remove all the energy from...
I haven't even talked to you about this, but last night I was sitting there on the couch because I came in here and I was about to go to sleep and I was like, and I just grabbed the pillows. I hadn't made the bed yet, in all defense, but I grabbed the pillows and the blankets and I went out onto the couch and I was laying there, and I swear to God, it was the weirdest experience because I've never felt this in my life. And I was laying there and all of a sudden it felt like I was being hugged. This was like
a weird hug?
it was a hug, and it was all across my arm because I was laying there. It was all across my arm, and then all of a sudden it felt like I was getting like kissed, and I closed my eyes and I was like, God, this is so just spooky, ooky, weird. And I sat up and I looked around and I was like, okay, I just need to go to sleep. Like this is sleep deprivation. Like just go to bed, little one. And with that, I felt something like hugging me really closely, and it was almost claustrophobic.
What the hell?
And it was one of those moments where I was like, I almost messaged you because I just felt as though it was something trying to
This one.
just
That was the metal room, huh?
trying to
No, it's the REM pod.
Oh, wow.
trying to hug me a little too closely, and it was
So there are some entities that like to get a little friendly. And being as that you are in an emotionally vulnerable state.
I broke out into tears, like straight up tears, because
Right.
it was like one of those moments where I was like,
Yeah.
oh, is he here? And I open up my eyes. I'm like, I seriously was, it
Yeah,
felt
it's
as
not-
though I was laying in bed, not on the couch. It felt as though I was laying in bed. He put his arm around me. He was kissing me. It was this whole moment. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I opened my eyes.
But something came through this portal. And
she
it's not
feels
normal.
comfortable, like, when I'm here.
Yeah, I'm
Well, yeah.
fine.
And that would
But
make
she
sense.
leaves, and then all of a sudden,
I leave, and all of a sudden she's calling me.
like,
anxiety.
Sarah, I can't.
ridden.
Like, I've never been like that everywhere. And then now I sit there and I'm like, Sarah, I'm not okay.
See, and I
I'm
have
like,
chills
Sarah,
all over my body again.
I get anxious. I'm like, Sarah, come, like, just talk to me, call me, text me, do something, because I'm not okay right now. Massive anxiety. That's when the heart starts.
Yeah.
And then it just starts throwing up.
I can see why you would feel this way. Because a lot of the stuff is the same exact feeling. The stuff in your old childhood bedroom, the lady's in there, she's nice, she's great.
It feels safe.
The woman in this corner is here, your great grandfather's in there. There's some military guy that walks around. I think that's the guy that plays in the damn dining room, but he doesn't feel like he's dark at all.
Which, by the way, last night I was sitting there talking to you on the phone, and I had all the dogs with me, and I wasn't talking to her, I was texting her, and then all of a sudden there's this loud boom out in the. It was either the formal dining room or like the back end of that chute, but it was like a boom, like something just dropping. I'm like, what on earth? And I started spazzing out. I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's like, what do I do? And the dogs were just sitting there not doing anything. I'm like, well, just ignore it and it'll be okay. And Jenny, who was here last time, she was here and we were in the living room and we heard this thud, this loud thud, and we came to my grandfather's study and there was a book just sitting there in the middle of in the middle of the floor, and we're like, that wasn't there because we had checked everything because we're hyper vigilant like that. And I mean, there are enough things that have changed to where it's not like a eek or a boo. It's keys jingling. It's like a thud. It's like the door slamming.
Are trying to get your attention to let you know that something has gone wrong, and that portal opening would stir up the rest of your deceased relatives that are trying to protect you and get your attention. They're knocking things around. They're making much more noise. They're trying to get you to understand and get somebody back in here.
That physical experience.
Because they're trying to tell you something is much different than it was last time. All of your protectors are being very overt and being louder because there's a big problem. You've got a damn portal sitting in the middle, inside of this room
that you sleep in every single night.
And case in point, like I used to come here. When my parents were going back and forth, and my mom would stay over at my dad's house. I would come here, even when this house was empty. I would come here and I'd stay the night. Never, ever was I uncomfortable. I mean, maybe if I heard something, I'd be like, "Oh shoot, I've got to go check the other side of the house." This is like I am on my couch, just like I'm not moving. Like, this is, something's there, and then the doors rattle. I'm like, I'm not doing this game. Like, this is sketchy as all hell. And I'm like, well, maybe I should smoke a cigarette to calm down. I'll go out to go to the back door, and I'm like, I feel safer just sitting on my couch. And I plant myself there, and it's like hours. I just don't, the anxiety.
It's almost like it wants her to only be in one spot.
Yeah, I can't. Even in the kitchen.
Like, I don't
I'll sit there.
When she's here, they normally hide because she's here.
Yeah.
Even
then,
when she
no,
leaves is
she
when
leaves, and all of a sudden it feels like it feels like swarming. Like all of a sudden I'm like, I just don't. I anywhere I go, there's gonna be something. And I'm like,
they can't get near you when she's here. When she leaves, that's their chance to kind of.
Yeah, and it just feels claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It feels like,
and it's not within. It's
I don't
within
go
10
into
minutes
if
of
I go
me
into
leaving
this,
she's calling.
Instant.
Sarah, something's going on.
Yeah.
And there's been times where she calls me on her way into the house and is on FaceTime with me, like, I just want to go through the house. I want someone to be here, and she comes in being loud and whatnot, and she's like, okay, nobody's here.
This anxiety that I have was like I walk in, I'm like, I can't be here. I can't be here because something's about to happen.
This is really weird.
And my heart starts to just pulse, and I'm like, this is it. And I can feel it. And just a couple months ago, October, November, he and I were sitting in the living room. He went into another room, and I was in the living room. And he was coming back in. And all of a sudden, in the chute, the tiled room, we heard this. Both of us heard this.
Darth.
And it was a man. It was an older man just going, or it sounded like an older man just going, ugh. And we panicked. Like, panicked. He sat there and he looked at me. He's like, did you hear that? I'm like, yeah. Did you, like, that wasn't you. That was a man. Mm-hmm. Right? And he was like, yeah. And they had just, so last year they redid this house, or in the past year, they redid this house completely. Totally gutted it.
Oh, wow.
My next door neighbor had passed away in that house. He saved John F. Kennedy's life on the PT boats.
Military.
That's the one
That's
that
who it is.
What are you
He
gonna make this easier for
He used to
me?
call himself the Pecker Checker, which makes
Yeah.
good old Teddy.
We're all that
Teddy,
way too,
no,
especially
Teddy
me.
would
I have
come
no
in and
filters.
he would. We had to leave the front door unlocked for a while because he would just come barging in.
That's the military man sitting in your house. He
Which-
doesn't mean you any harm. He's more
He's
just
a
on
creep.
guard.
He's
Yeah.
just on duty.
He's on
he's-
duty.
No, he was calling himself the water inspector. He'd come and check all my sprinklers. Like he was always present. But he passed away a couple years ago.
Aww.
And his wife had to go into a home, and so that home was left as a vacant space.
Okay.
And I swear to God, sitting here some nights, we would be like, we'd hear sounds and we'd hear talking.
Yeah.
But we knew that nobody was in that house and nobody was in that house. So we're like, you weren't saying something to me. So what was that? Okay.
What was his
What do we
name?
do? Teddy
Teddy.
Robinson. And
Teddy Robinson.
Yep, you're
Good
Teddy.
hit.
Teddy.
See, if you just would have told me your name earlier, I would have been happier.
Well,
Poop.
he's total
Poopy head.
poop.
You could have been a little more clear.
Jesus.
But he did give me his sign for who he was.
He
It
said
just was
military
It was
guy.
sort of a connect the dots. So he's obviously in your space.
I got it, Ted. Go
Ted.
take care of Lynn.
Yeah.
Go take care of Lynn.
Doesn't he know
We got
not to? You don't have to salute a civilian.
Base.
Do you not know that?
And remember, I came in and I was like,
Right.
"Did you guys just say my name?" And you're like, "No."
Right.
Okay, that's okay.
That's all right.
That's not go
No
away.
big deal.
I heard a man, and it sounded like your voice, but it was a distinctive man's voice saying, "Ashley."
I feel like something grabbed my collarbone.
Okay, now I feel better.
Something grabbed my
Yeah, and I'll
collarbone.
It's from this point that way.
And this is
Stand behind security.
my parents' box spread, bed brand new. Everything here, everything is brand new.
I feel like something dug into my collarbone and pulled. What? It really kind of hurts a little bit. It's kind of sore.
I'm getting some beeps on there.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it's just
This is how
And so, like I said, if you sleep here at night, no matter how cold it is, even if you keep that window open right above your head, literally right above your head, it feels like I've had the fan on too when it's raining outside. I have no heat on, no heat.
Yeah, I'm
I
getting
can
all
turn it
sweaty.
off,
I don't like
and
this
it gets
room at all.
hot. It gets so hot, and then I've had like a sheet, and I'm like, oh, it's hot, but it's cold, but it's hot, but it's cold, and then I'm just sweating. I wake up every night just drenched in sweat,
Yeah,
and I've never sweat in my sleep, unless in summer in Sacramento. which is
Yeah.
really normal.
This is
Oh,
odd. Yeah.
It's
This is weird because
which is why I put in the ceiling fan, was just because it started to get so effing hot.
something is not normal in here, and the woman's in the corner, and the other woman's in there, and there's all the people that were here the last time, and then your neighbor decided to move in, so that's fine, and they're all here, and they're all really sweet, and nobody's mean. But then there's something else, something that grabs me, something that makes all of us sick in this corner, and this whole swirly portal. This is not
just trying to
at all
my spine.
what was
But
like
is
what was
that-
in here before.
And I have a surge protector over here. I don't granted I do have this.
No, that wouldn't
this
be
isn't
causing
even-
no,
this.
God, no.
This isn't even
No,
plugged
honey.
into anything. This
No.
is an
This wouldn't be
old
causing
lamp.
that.
That's
It
it.
would be causing that kind of
And
sensation.
I
at all.
even yeah.
It would not cause that.
It's an
sensation.
uncomfortable yuck.
It's not good, and
It's
I get
super
really
yucky.
over hot and nauseous.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
just
It feels
it's
like you got a
emanating out of
fever,
here. I
and you're
can't
just
go
sitting
in
here. Always thinking, talking to people, and I'm like, hey, I gotta go change. Like I start sweating like a crazy person.
Yeah, that's just odd.
This room is screwy.
Let's
Okay,
not go
yeah.
in here.
Next.
I'm gonna go
Next.
pod in here to see if it goes up. But if you guys want to take the other equipment
Very
with
good.
you, that's fine.
don't know
I
where
want
it's in
to take the REM pod.
Very good.
Until my stomach is starting to feel that way again.